Hey, how's it going, my fellow YouTubers? So I'm going to make a real quick video. I say quick, it's going to be a little bit longer, but bear with me. So we're making a video of best mountain bikes under $1,000. There's a couple of places I search. I don't search every single place in the internet. It's places that I would normally either buy things from and or certain websites that I kind of check when buying, well, when I'm looking at buying a bike or whatever. So the first place is Jenson USA. And by the way, none of these places pay me, unfortunately. Unfortunately, I'm not sponsored. So all these recommendations are based on my own personal opinions and experience of riding and racing mountain bikes for, I hate to say it, a very long time. All right, so first things first, Jenson USA. Real quick, they only had one bike in this criteria, full suspension. It's a 29er, disc brakes. It's a good deal, but I'm not going to spend much time with it because it's also on the Diamondback website, and so you would just buy it from them, from the manufacturer direct, rather than going through Jenson, if you ask me. So Jenson USA, unfortunately, didn't have enough stuff, so we removed that real quick. The second place is Performance Bicycle. And so we look at, so they have a Diamondback Recoil, which is the performance exclusive. Let's have a look at that and why it's such a great price compared to the Diamondback at Jenson and so on. So we'll take a quick look, and that's why it's the shock. So this is a performance specific. The shock is a coil shock. It's not air sprung. So I would tend to try to spend the extra money on an air shock. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend that. So take that for, you know, any bike that's out there in this price range. Is you want an air shock. It's better performance. I will include this bike right here because I know it's $49 above, but performance many times has like 20%. See, like that. Take 20% off purchase and stuff like that. So you can still get it for the price that we're talking about. Some of these bikes will be repeats because these are the bikes that the brands and the bikes that are available at this price range. The one thing that I want to, let's look at a larger image. The one thing that I want to talk about is how much are you compromising when you're buying a bike, a full suspension bike. Oh, and by the way, every single bike that I brought out and I'm talking about is full suspension. I personally believe that if you can ride a full suspension, if you can afford a full suspension bike, you should buy that versus a hardtail. That's just me. I'm mountain biking, okay? It's just faster, guys. It's not just faster, it's more enjoyable. You can do things for longer if you have a full suspension bike versus a hardtail that's going to beat you up. All you hardtail lovers out there, get with the program. You know, I mean, or ride your hardtails. I don't care. It's not what I recommend. It's not what I would ride. I have a hardtail. It's hanging up. I don't ride it. I ride my full suspension bikes when I go mountain biking. Why? Because it's awesome. All right, enough of that. So, it's a pretty sweet bike, to be honest. I mean, for the price range, it's a pretty sweet bike. Now, I did the videos, a couple of videos quite a while ago. I say quite a while, maybe a month or two or 2 months ago or something like that, where I said the best bike that you can buy, mountain bike that you can buy, is actually a used one, and you get a lot more bang for your buck. But I get it. Getting a used mountain bike, you're not going to have any kind of warranty. You're gonna have to know how to either build it or maintain it. Not everybody knows the know-how and has the tools and have the time to do that. So this video is specifically for if you're looking for a mountain bike under 1,000 that you can go out and actually ride and enjoy the trails and so on. This is a pretty good contender. $8.99. We'll keep that one up. This is the Diamondback Recoil Expert. This is the performance exclusive for $900. They say it's blue. Is it that one? You know, this is the second time Diamondback has done this to me, where their colors and things, you know, it doesn't look like they have any stock anyway, so it goes away. So this one is $1,049. Is it worth it? I do like the fork better on this one compared to this one. Pops. Alright. It's not a bad bike though. It really isn't. Okay, so obviously two options that are Fuji branded from Performance Bicycle. You can look into the specs to get into more details, but okay, so the cassette is an 8-speed cassette. That's pretty darn old. You know, 8-speed cassette again. Let's see if we can't get something more modern. And I know that this price range has a certain limitations, but I really would hope for a little bit more modern. So if we actually go to their respective websites, let's look at this, for example. This is Diamondback website, specs, cassette. What are we talking about here? It's a 9-speed. So this one is a little bit better. Out of the bikes we've seen so far and the price range, I personally, you know, I keep going back to Diamondback. Diamondback seems to have just great value. So both of these Fujis are 8-speed. That is really old, guys. I mean, that is 8-speed is really ancient. So I'm going to say no to those two, because at this price range, we can get better from somewhere else. So I'm going to say no to that one. I'm going to say no to that one. This one is still a contender. It's right at $1,000, direct from Diamondback. It is 9-speed. Would I like to see 10? Absolutely. Let's see what the other places have to offer. So for mountain bikes, I've actually added bikesdirect.com. They have their own branded, and they put together their own bikes. I've actually bought and owned one of the Bike Direct's bikes and so on, and they're fine. You know, and they do have a warranty and so on. So, would I buy one from them again? Yes. With them, you have to pay attention to the components, because you got to look at what's going on. So right here I see 10-speed. I like that. This is the first 10-speed within this price range that we've seen. And they have some nice colors, actually, if you ask me. That looks actually kind of nice. That is a really good contender. 10-speed, full suspension mountain bike. Not the greatest design when it comes to rear suspension, but at this price range, you really can't really argue or fight with that. It's just as good of a design or better design as that right there. So design-wise, they're both up there. Bike Direct's kind of wins it at this point. This bike is $1,099 though, guys. It's a little bit more. Let's see what else they have. I mean, it's $100 more. So if 1,000 is your hard line, a hard limit, then the Diamondback. But this is a pretty good deal. Let's check out some other bikes from them. So this one is $1,099 as well. I'm so sorry, but I just saw some bikes and they were right around $1,000. So something I want to cover real quick regarding this bike and this design. First, I want to make sure the components. I want to look down and see, are we talking, you know, 8-speed, 9-speed, or 10-speed? So this is a 9-speed. So it's a little bit older than the 10-speed. But here's the thing. this design of suspension is tried, true, and tested. So I think that the suspension design is better. The gearing is not as good. You know, what do you buy? Do you spend money on the chassis and get a better design, or do you spend money on, you know, do I want 10 speed versus 9 speed? My personal opinion on this one, I think, is going to be go for the design that's better. You can always, later on, if you really have to have one extra gear, which by the way you don't, because this is a triple chainring, guys, so you're not going to run out of gears. In fact, you don't even need 3 chain rings. You need 1 or 2, but you can convert this, so it's up to you. But for the average rider, you know, just if you have the chain rings and you have the gearing, then just use it. I would have full confidence on riding that. Sorry about that. Phone rang. Yeah, I would go with the design before. So that's a really good option right there. They have 2 different colors. I wouldn't hesitate in you know, buying one of these. I know it's a smidge over 1,000, so if you have to be under 1,000, again, you're gonna go with a Recoil Comp 29er from Diamondback, and that's gonna be a good bike. It's gonna be a good bike. This is another one that I picked out. This is a Fuji from that they're selling at bikesdirect.com. It is at $8.99, and so let's look at, it's a 9-speed. So yeah, there you go. I mean, that works as well. It is a 27.5. So if you're more of the 27.5 kind of crowd and you don't want to buy a 29er, then this is an option for you. What are my thoughts on gearing and design and so on? So this frame design is okay. It's not the greatest, but I mean, I wouldn't hesitate riding it, guys. It's not going to be the most efficient full suspension bike, but I wouldn't hesitate in riding it. I mean, I would have a blast on that thing. So it's not something that's going to break down at this price point. This is pretty decent quality stuff. So we have that one. That one is $900. And I mean, it's pretty decent stuff. I don't hydraulic disc brakes. I mean, yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. And then we have this Fuji here, which is $7.99. Now we're going down to I mean, that's quite a big difference. Still 9-speed. So it's a little bit less travel. Let's look at it. It's up to you. It's up to you and how much you want to spend and where is your hard line. Would I spend the extra on this one? You know, it depends what your budget is, because if you have $800 and that's what you have to spend, and you want to be able to buy a helmet and gloves and shoes and pedals, because these are flat pedals, if you actually want clipless pedals, then you have to bake that into your budget of what you're going to buy. So would I ride this? Sure. If I had $100 more, I would ride this. It's pretty simple. That one is $8.99. If I had $100 more, would I ride this? $8.99, $9.99. Questionable. Questionable. So this bike here, based on the travel, it's a 29er 100 mil travel, 100 millimeters. So based on the travel, this bike and the use of it is a little slightly different than this one. So let me just cover that real quick. If I'm going to do more cross country and not as much downhilling or you know, it depends what kind of rider you are, so I don't want to just put labels on anyone. It's an interesting toss-up. This is a 27.5 bike with more travel, so it's a lot more cushion. You know, it's 140 front and back. So if you're looking, you know, this would not be classified as a cross-country bike. That's more trail bike or all mountain bike or whatever you call it. So a lot more travel. So, you know, if I'm looking for cross-country speed where I'm going to be climbing a lot, then the Diamondback is going to win. Okay, cross-country speed where I'm going to be climbing a lot, then this is it. If I want an all-around fun bike that I just want, you know, I don't care if I'm the fastest up a hill, but I certainly want to be one of the fastest down the hill, then this is it. So it's a little bit different tool for you know, they're different tools for different jobs. And I think what I think what we've uncovered here is two different classifications. Best bike under 1,000 for cross country, Recoil, Comp 29er. Best trail bike under 1,000 is going to be the Fuji Reveal 1.3. There you go. And if you can up your budget at all, then this here would probably be my choice, which is $1,099. And that is more geared towards the trail end of the side. Because it's 120 mil, did I read? 120 mil in the rear. Sorry, I'm getting confused. The fork is 120 mil. The frame is 130 mil. Which is fine, actually. It doesn't. It's a little bit in between. So this one sits right in between, but now here's the interesting part. So if I'm looking at being as fast as I possibly can on a cross-country course, would I go with this versus this? I don't know. I'd probably go with this here. It's a 29er, a little bit less travel, but then again, cross-country courses are getting more competitive, as in the cross-country races are getting a little more trail-oriented. They're adding more travel to it. It's up to you, but these are great bikes. These are great bikes. This one was $1,099. I wouldn't necessarily go with that one for the price range. It's between three bikes. Take that one off. So it's been between these three bikes that I would looking at, and one being slightly over $1,000, being that one right there. So Recoil Comp 29. Honestly, I don't think you can go wrong with it. It's a really well spec bike. It's a really well spec bike, and you have Diamondback warranty. It's a good bike. It's a good bike. It really is. And if you're looking for more of a trail bike under $1,000, there you go. It's the Fuji from bikesdirect.com. Thanks for watching, guys. It's my true opinions as I literally describe it and look through it, so you get my shopping experience. Mountain bikes, full suspension mountain bikes under $1,000. Let me know what you guys think. If you find another mountain bike or whatnot, you can link it on your comment section. You know, comment and link it or whatnot. And if you want me to check out a bike in particular, this is for the States. So if you want me to give my opinion on a particular bike, then let me know and I will post it. I will reply on a comment section for you. Thanks for watching. I will be doing a full suspension mountain bike under $1,500, and I'll be doing a full suspension mountain bike under $2,000. Probably won't go above that. I'll have to see what we end up with. I might have to, though. I'm thinking, because I will want to have a carbon option. So whether that's $2,500 or $3,000, I have to see what's available. but I want to have, what is the best bang for buck for a carbon full suspension bike. I think that's pretty exciting, because that's the big shopping point, I think, for a lot of people as well, is should I get aluminum or should I get carbon? And if I get carbon, I don't want to spend $10,000, so what should I get? Yeah, those are some good ones. Thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe, lots more videos to come, and I really appreciate you guys commenting and giving me some feedback. But I think this is probably going to be my particular winner, and that's because me, I'm a cross-country guy, so I like to be able to ride fast uphill, and I've always been pretty quick on a downhill. So with 29-inch wheels, rolls over pretty good. I think that's going to be the possibly the faster of the bikes all around. But I kind of like the colors. I just like the wheels, and I like the blue, and I kind of like the colors. What can I tell you? Thanks for watching, and subscribe.